Watch, there was an era where everyone was really trying to do that, but there was only one man who really mastered it. ISASHA, Brandon Young, was one of the headliners in the golden reggae era in Trinidad and Tobago almost a quarter century ago. My lord, our old boy. Almost 25 years ago, Kwesi Robinson, Jabari Winchester and others started Studio 53, which was at the forefront of a sweeping reggae movement in Trinidad and Tobago. My name is Derron and we're here breaking down some of Trinbago's best literature, especially the ones in song. Remember to like and subscribe. We're up to 2,500 subscribers. Now back then, as a little small DJ going from event to event in some spurious places, sometimes looking at some music launches and come up artists, ISASHA's Divine, or Don't You Know, is probably the most remarkable song of that era. Salute to Ganja Farmer by Marlon Asher as well. Today, we are diving into one of the sweetest love melodies ever created in the Caribbean. Where's the poetry? And Don't You Know by Brandon Young, aka ISASHA.
Don't you know your love is so divine?
The song is based on those two rhetorical questions that are the base of an argument being put forward by a man trying to get back a woman. Typical thing, the woman walking out, nah girl, where you going? In other words, the poetic voice is saying, oh, you cannot know that your love lifted me to the realms of gods. And yes, it is hyperbole in the sense of what he is saying in terms of your love being divine. But when a man loves a woman, there is no hyperbole. We really mean that. That is the real experience. Especially when the woman looking depressed. Oh gosh, we know that we were born in sin and shaped in thirstiness. So we try to maximize our expressions just to get the woman back. You know, it's a mixture of lust and everything pushing forward the man. But it's real love, that is how we really feel. Verse 1, since you're gone, me got no one to lean on. The picture in my head is me and you holding hands. What a sweet image. An image though of desperation. The man is consumed by thoughts of this woman even in her absence. She has apparently left him. We don't really know the reasons why. It wasn't really listed in the song. And we're not sure for how long she going. Probably she just walking down the road to get a little groceries. We don't know. I lie. When you watch the video, it look like she looking depressed. But she gone for a while and there's a permanent image in his mind of them holding hands still. And there's another image in his mind of them under covers and sweet slow song, etc. And then finally, him on his knees proposing. Look at the sibilance type of alliteration there. Love under the covers with some sweet, slow songs. And we know that writers usually use that S song to seduce or to introduce some sort of cunningness. In this case, it adds to the mood of being under the covers. This montage, so you get a montage of images, and then that montage moves quickly to the mind of the persona, illustrating how much he's overwhelmed by the woman's divine love and further portraying his sadness for her exit. The persona then does what any desperate man will do.
Would you like to be the wife of Brandon Young?
Get on his knees and he say, would you like to be the wife of Brandon Young? Now the persona he names himself here is, no, this is not ISASHA, this is Brandon Young talking to you. No ambiguity between the persona and the artist. He kind of break that wall there and he explicitly reveals what this song is about. It's about him and his experience, or an experience he claims at least. Great vulnerability in the song itself. We now get a first look into the potential cause of the conflict at the end of the stanza here. I don't like baccanal, neither confusion. Still very vague, right? Rush into these things, then things will be wrong still. Some unnamed baccanal taking place. Brandon Young is encouraging the woman to avoid rushing into a decision, which of course juxtaposes the take your time and settle down. Take your time. Don't rush into the thing. Things will be wrong still. The persona, he's urging patience in anything that we're doing as a couple. Let's do it with sober minds and take our time so we could come to the best solution. Verse 2, he doubles down on the marriage proposal.
Baby, let's settle down. We lost our family together.
He urges her to, baby, let me settle down. We have a family together. I for you, you for me. Baby under this rainy weather. Okay, so that rainy weather could mean several things. On the surface, there's the sexual image of them being fruitful and multiplying in the rainy weather. Big up Squeezy Rankin. However, it could also be symbolic of them standing with each other in the midst of baccanal and confusion. Right? The rainy weather, therefore, becomes a symbol or a metaphor for difficult times. That interpretation of the difficult times is supported by the next line. Tell them no matter what the people say, tell them no matter what the people do, they can never stop I, they can never stop you. In other words, that baccanal and confusion there, right? But Brandon Young urges them as a couple, let we stand strong together again. Let we stand strong. Verse 3.
The picture frames on the wall, it keeps reminding me.
The picture frame returns, but this time in real life, and it gives us an idea that he and this lover has a shared space of memories. There's a picture of them on the wall, and we know a picture is a very powerful image. Remember, Carrie Kill showed them a picture of the last year. He calls her his fair lady. His fair lady, and we know the term fair lady is usually used to refer to an unblemished female, a perfect woman in them kind of medieval poetry and them kind of thing. A picture perfect woman we see here now could also mean a red woman. Could also refer to a woman as a ruler, giving her that divinity. We know that it's a romantic term usually used in medieval times. Remember, London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. So ISASHA is being poetic here over anything else, and somebody might say, hey, he discounting the black woman, he talking about fair lady. I don't think he's doing that. I think he just continuing to elevate her. Later in the stanza, my favorite part, he claims the child and adds the offspring to the argument. When you bring in the child, argument had it done.
For Jaja bless us with one daughter.
For Jaja bless us with one daughter, he said, it's my girl. So let us live our whole lives forever and ever. So that's like the closing part of the argument. Because you see that little ad-lib, it's my girl. That is a beautiful sentiment of a man claiming his child, taking responsibility and saying, hey, it's my girl. And it being a girl child is even more relevant of the story of a man trying to reclaim his family, trying to put these women under his wings and take care of them. Then it ends with your favorite part. Which of course is he really playing with the words. Don't you know that your love is so divine? In case you didn't know, now you know. 8.5 out of 10 on the poetry scale. A beautiful song. There's the poetry in Don't You Know or Divine by ISASHA.